Everything about Star Wars Outlaws and the quote reception behind it is going to be fake and gay. This is your warning here, because this is Ubisoft we're talking about. They're leaving nothing to chance, and they are, of course, doing the largest marketing campaign in the history of the company in order to cover up for the fact that they've created a lousy game with a lousy protagonist, an ugly one, who nobody wants to play as, in order to further their DEI agenda. It goes even further than this today, as it's revealed that there's basically a bot farm promoting this game. Not just one. I'll kind of show you a couple of different things today. Just remember, everything you see from the mainstream media that's covering all these games, that's covering entertainment, movies, it's always a lie, my friends. It's always something that's a narrative that's constructed, that's paid for by PR firms. We covered this morning how Neil Gaiman even is using a PR firm to use something to shift the narrative, and we'll get into this in just a moment. My name's John Delarose, everybody. I am the most trusted name in sci-fi fandom for a reason, because I tell you the truth about what's going on in corporate culture. I'm not just complaining about things, though. I'm also making my own alternative. This is a great alternative to Star Wars. It's called the Terran Imperium Chronicles, and it's multiple series which are going to be doing an intergalactic civil war in a fun way that you miss if you have followed these properties for a while. This is our second graphic novel in this. It's called The Hidden Emperor, and the Emperor of Humanity is making bad decisions, but it turns out he's a clone who's been replaced, and Ayla Rin has to determine everything that's going wrong and, of course, save the day. So we have classic action-adventure fun and beautiful art, a wonderful storyline, which you're going to love. This is a follow-up to my 2022 Overmind, and it's already performing at 40% better than we did on our first campaign, all thanks to viewers like you. So please share this out, and of course, back this today, guys. We're getting close to our $30,000 stretch goal, where we add more pages to the comic. Thank you so much for the tremendous support so far. Again, in the description below. And do hit the like and subscribe button. Please join us here as we're reporting on the most important topics that are going on in gaming, entertainment, and more today. All right, so we talked about this article a couple weeks ago, how Ubisoft buttered up YouTubers and influencers with trips to Disneyland and boat tours to promote Star Wars Outlaws. I kind of did the math on this because of all the people that came out that were funneled in, that were flown across the country. Ubisoft paid for their flights, they paid for their accommodations, they paid for their Disneyland trips, they paid for their whale watching in some instances. We're feeding them, giving them, goodie bags and things like that, all in order to get these people to give good reviews. And so after all this buttering up, they threw them into a room, gave them 4 hours worth of gameplay so they could check things out, so they could go back and then make content and say, this is the best game ever. They spent hundreds of thousands of dollars doing this. This is a huge marketing campaign. All these influencers are bought and paid for, except for, of course, Star Wars Theory, who refused Ubisoft on this and actually made a video about how he did so. Good for him. But most of these people can easily be bought and paid for just a couple $1,000. The sale of their soul is very low. So that was the first little red flag where you see, gosh, everything's coordinated exactly. Even the influencers are fake that you're watching. And I was telling some people this morning, everything that comes out of the mainstream media is not organic. You don't get any interest via organic activity, or you don't get that big, to be honest, is how it works. And so when you see this kind of thing, it's a coordinated marketing, not just between Ubisoft, but with Disney involved, with other PR firms involved, with a lot on writing on the line. And it goes on this level with the mainstream media as well. All these outlets get these press releases, and then they regurgitate the same stories over and over and over. So if you look at The Verge, Star Wars Outlaw gets new trailer and PC hardware requirements. IGN, Star Wars Outlaw PC specs revealed. Star Wars Outlaw shows PC features and new trailer. You notice all of these outlets within hours of each other have almost the exact same articles, the exact same headlines. They're the same. That's the reason I read places like That Park Place, because John Trent, the author of this site here, actually does research, comes up with his own stories, and he's like the only person out there, other than myself, who does this, who comes up with actually written stories that are different than the mainstream media. They're all exactly the same. They're interchangeable, and that's why so many of them are dying and laying off people, because AI can really just write this stuff. They're just copying and pasting press releases. Now, that's part of this. That's the second tier. You got the influencer being fake and bought and paid for. You got the outlet access media who's out there saying the exact same thing over and over and over again in promotion, and you dangle the carrot that you're going to give them access. You're going to be on their press releases to get that information first so they can get more clicks. So they're bought and paid for in a different way through that access, of course. And then there's the final way in which they just actually put Twitter bots out there and social media bots, even on YouTube, honestly, in order to try to say what's going on and how excited people are, to flood mentions and flood search results so that when people actually go out there and go, hey, this game sucks, that it gets drowned out by just a zillion posts so people only see and make it look like a success. It's a very important thing. If you guys don't know how marketing works, like social proof is a big deal. And social proof means that you see that it's a success from someone else, and that validates your ability to want and be interested in this. And that's a big part of my Kickstarter strategy, to be honest. If you look at it, I've got a bunch of backers. It's almost 30K. I've demonstrated that this is already a success. And because of that, you look at this and go, okay, maybe I'll check this out because other people have already validated that it is it's a professional product. It's good. And that helps the psychology in a situation. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not criticizing you for that, by the way. Like, this is just human nature of how social proof works. It's a very, very powerful tool. And so I talk about the dollar amount and how many backers it already has, because that is a very useful sort of psychological tool for selling, of course. And I don't think that's manipulative. It's just marketing, right? And they do this where it goes wrong and where it is manipulative is it's not real people, right? And so while real people backed this, this is all fake. These are all bots, not even real people saying these kind of things. With 2 weeks to go before the arrival of Star Wars Outlaws, August 30th is the big day. Ubisoft has revealed the official PC system requirements as well as a rundown of specific PC features you'll be able to take advantage of if you've got the hardware to handle it. You're going to need some pretty heavy hardware to run Star Wars Outlaws in its ultra setting, but it's reasonably forgiving on the other end of the scale. Of course, one of the great things about PC gaming is you can turn this up and down, turn that down until you have a balance of eye candy and performance that makes you happy, or at the very least you can live with until you're able to upgrade your rig. Well, it reads like it's not written by a real person because it's not written by a real person. It's like these headlines all look exactly the same. It's the same thing here. And Master of the TDS has exposed this. He's actually gone through Twitter algorithms, a wonderful account to follow, on multiple occasions where he talks about this. And I've seen him uncover this with Star Wars The Acolyte and show all these bots trying to flood out mentions because there was such negative reaction to the show. It's being done right now with Amazon's Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power as well. It's a complete disaster. These companies all hire the exact same PR firms to do the exact same things. And you could see the exact same comments being said. Excitement is building for the release of Star Wars Outlaws over and over and over. And they change a couple words maybe. It's all done actually by AI, and you could tell it is. They get programmed to spit out these things about Star Wars, and they reply, and they hit up all the reply guy comments in order to make sure that Star Wars Outlaws is in there. And what he says about this, it's set to release on August 30th, just 2 weeks away. Controversy surrounded the game, from criticism of the main character's appearance and complaints about outdated graphics and buggy gameplay seen in early reviews. Despite this, the bots have been deployed to artificially hype the game, flooding the comments with claims of high anticipation and excitement for the release. And he actually shows more as it goes on here. Excitement is building. Excitement builds. You can actually look up the terms excitement is building and excitement builds with Star Wars Outlaws and find hundreds of these posts everywhere. It's really, really bad. I mean, this just goes to show how much Ubisoft is spending on PR firms with these bots in order to do this. It's all completely fake. These aren't real people. There isn't actual excitement for this game, and that's what's a manipulation tactic. That's what's absolutely evil, because if social proof is a big thing for human psychology, this is creating social proof where none actually exists. None of these are real individuals. This is wild, and it's absolutely crazy as this is going on through Twitter. So yeah, everybody should, of course, follow Master of the TDS. He shows in a video also as it's how bad it actually is. You can see right here as Brett's scrolling down and just showing excitement and Star Wars Outlaws as it's shown in real time by somebody actually just putting that in the search bar and showing how fake all of these posts are over and over and over again. So there's 3 tiers of fake marketing going on through the media. We have the paid influencers who are going to be bribed in order to give good reviews for the game. We have the second, which is the access media, all using the same headlines based on press releases from Ubisoft rather than actually talking about the quality of the game. And then fake Twitter bots spreading a fake message on behalf of this company to try to manipulate people via social proof. Yikes. I think we have a pretty bad game on our hands with Star Wars Outlaws. We're going to be reporting on its reception, and I don't think it's going to sell as well as they think it is. I think this is all going to be money spent for naught. Ubisoft's in big trouble, and all you have to do is just not buy this game, and Ubisoft's going to sink itself. All right, leave a comment down below with what you think about this. Hit the like and subscribe button, and please do check out The Hidden Emperor, bought by real people. Thank you guys so much for the support so far. I mean it. I really appreciate you for being here. This is great sci-fi, and I hope you'll enjoy it, and I hope we've earned your support.